Eddie Maestri. I'm an architect and designer with Maestri Studio Architecture and Interior Design. We're based in Dallas, Texas. I went through tons of 1970s kitchen design books. It's a lot of pattern on pattern on pattern, and I just decided to run with it. Love the volume of that space, very high ceiling, it's 11 feet. I wanted to wallpaper the cove with a Fornacetti paper that I've loved for years. We did a very sculptural island base piece in yellow, which is such a happy, fun color. And it really was a way to bring a pop of color in there that would be a good juxtaposition against all the existing walnut. We kept as much of the walnut as we could. We kind of reconfigured everything, and the goal was when it all got put back together, we wanted it to feel fairly original. For the breakfast room, we use daily, of course, for breakfast, and then, dinner as a family. The kids will do homework in there. It's one of the only rooms in the house with an 8-foot ceiling, so I decided to do a white lacquer on the ceiling to really reflect the light that comes in on both sides. A super shiny Italian tile on the floor, and then also bringing in the white lacquer table as well. The wallpaper was inspired by the original paper that was on the wall. It was a grass cloth. I didn't necessarily want grass cloth in there with kids and dirty hands, so we went with a paper that kind of paid homage to that original intent.
I'm Rachel Carasello. I am a partner at Modern Vintage Home. We're based in Morristown, New Jersey. Probably 60% of our projects are here in town. We work in the whole tri-state area in New York, and we can really go anywhere. So come on into the kitchen. This is probably my favorite room. Everybody was doing white kitchens when I did this. I work with a kitchen designer, and I told her I wanted walnut, and she said, nobody's doing walnut, and I said, perfect. These are all walnut. I love drawers. I wish the whole place could be drawers, but you do need some cabinets sometimes. I wanted the island to be really big. And then I wanted also have some warmth, so we added the butcher block at the end. And then this finish came because I wanted it to be dark, but I didn't want it to look flat. You can see it better in here. There's like a modeling to it. It almost looks like it's metal, but it's actually wood. I knew that if that was just black, it would look very flat. So if you remember from the foyer, these lights, they're the same collection. And then this is really fun here too. This is from Wolf. And I liked it because it actually goes into the cabinet, which I had never seen before. I just thought that was really interesting. I've never met a hood that really I love. I had them make this mantle, and I just did a downdraft, which was so easy. Then it gave me a shelf that I could accessorize, and it's almost like a room, not just a kitchen. The floors are not real brick, they're porcelain, because I thought they'd be much more user-friendly. And also, I wanted them to be thin, and most of the bricks I was looking at were thicker, so I wanted it to have more of a sleek look to it. So we ended up with the porcelain. That again was so hard to find. It was like going back and forth. Finally found this, and I was so happy about that. This tile is interesting because this is what I always thought was going to go on my fireplace. When I was in the tile store, I knew it had to be something interesting because it has to go through the whole wall. And then it was going to wrap around the fireplace and the TV. So I just thought this was perfect. So this is where we eat. I thought we were going to use that dining room more than we do. I've let it just get patinaed, I guess you could say. I was freaking out about it at first, but then I was like, you know what, we live here. You have to just let it age, let it turn to whatever it's going to turn. Same thing with your countertops. If it gets etching, it's been outside forever, right? It would have etched when it was outside. You go see all the Italian statues, and they're all made out of marble, and they're outside. So if they can handle it, I figure my counter can probably handle it as well. And this space, it's so comfortable. I love having a seating area because I'm always in my kitchen. That's always been my dream, to have a sofa in my kitchen. So coming back to this wall, so the tile had to come all the way through. I'm not a huge color person, I guess you can tell, but I do love rich jewel tones, so I loved that red. This is our frame TV, which I love because it looks like a piece of art.
Oh, my name. So my name is Yancey Seibert Shearouse. Okay, spell that. You can't. So YSS. Interior Design, and we are in Augusta, and this is my client's house. And I have worked with them for many years. I worked with them on their other house, and so they were looking for a larger house. They had 2 children, and the other house was before they had children. And so when they found this, we knew we had a project. The client loves to cook. She's a fantastic cook. The kitchen really needed to be something that anchored their family space. It's really where she hangs out. I mean, that's her spot, and you can have everybody walk around and then it doesn't interrupt what you're doing. She wanted to do something that, you know, you have to have some guts. And so we went with green. It's her favorite color. And it's actually what really started the whole design scheme. She was game, and that was awesome. I needed to do a black and white countertop and ended up doing a quartzite, not a marble, so hoping it could handle some rough wear because she cooks a lot. And I also wanted it to be open to the family room. And so in doing that, we have a full height refrigerator, we have a full height freezer, she's got her 48-inch range, and then she has her counter stools, and then that is all framed by my light fixtures, these great black and brass light fixtures from Visual Comfort. And so then it frames my island and actually frames the fact that my hood, normally people have hoods that are their focal point. Well, I didn't want the hood to be the focal point. I wanted it to like blend into the wall. I wanted it to be the green cabinets. I wanted it to be the quartzite countertops. And then part of my design philosophy is to decorate what you see. And so when you walk in the front door of this house and you walk through the foyer, through the bar, what do you see in this kitchen? You actually see this wall. And that was very, very important for me to anchor this wall and to then visually make that decorated so it then, you can do less other places because this is taken care of. So always remember to decorate, well, my philosophy is you decorate what you see. Continue to buy art. You travel, you need to don't buy a t-shirt, buy a piece of art. And then it is a memento from where you've been, and then it all doesn't look the same. Like I really want you to only have 2 pieces from one artist because you don't want to have all of your pieces from the same artist because you get tired of it all at the same time. You're going to continue to grow. But I felt like this was classic. They travel a good bit, and so I thought it was appropriate. And who would not like a big poster in their kitchen? We're in the scullery, and you can see how it's directly adjacent to the kitchen. And if you look past the kitchen, you can see how we have the bar and the black trim in the bar. And so I needed somewhere for her to hide her crazy. She wanted an extra oven. And so what we did is we just basically blacked it out. We put in some fantastic cabinet maker sconces above each thing from Visual Comfort. And so it gives it a little bit of a moodiness that you can hide like extras in here. And then she has all of these are full of full drawers of appliances and serving dishes and coffee makers. Really don't like coffee makers on the counter. I like a beverage area, but not at the bar because this is kind of a private space. So if you notice, if you look her in the kitchen and you look this way, you're gonna see a solid wall, but you don't really have enough space to look this way to then see your mess. And we have pocket doors. So when you have a party, you can have a caterer back here and we can close you off.
Scott Sanders, and I am the owner of Scott Sanders LLC, interior design firm. We are based in New York City and Palm Beach. Welcome to our kitchen. It's a very large space. We deliberately wanted it to not only be big, but also to have this tall ceiling. And the idea of that is to get the light from both sides. So we get this incredible morning light and the sunrise is coming in, and then we get the afternoon sun coming in over the breakfast room table. The kitchen is designed so that there's sort of a multifunctional. This is our bar. I wanted to have lacquered cabinets, but I wanted them to mix with something else. And I thought since we were going to do lacquer, I wanted to do a color that had sort of a reminiscence of the water. So most days it's sort of seamless with this incredible blue. And because we're up in the Springs and there's a lot of trees and a lot of wood, I didn't want to do white cabinets. I wanted something that felt a little warmer and a little richer. So we did this wonderful, it's European white oak, and we had it stained. And this is a color that we've used through the house, this sort of warm honey color. So we found these soapstone slabs that were quite unique, and I love this veining detail. There is a secondary prep area for people, if you're cooking. I use this where I make my homemade ice cream. I personally love having a breakfast room or a table in the kitchen. So I created this space. It's nicely divided by this second island, so it feels like its own space, but it's still part of the kitchen. So I wanted to have this sort of modern version of a kind of an American china cabinet, but I wanted it to feel fresh and interesting. So I actually designed this. So instead of it being wood, we lacquered it to kind of match the bar. And then in a very distinct way, we created this sort of vignette, but I use these things, so it's not just aesthetically pleasing. It's really a wonderful way to store your items, but also make them beautiful. One of the issues that always comes up with clients is storage. Appliance storage. Where do you put the giant juicer? Where do you put the toaster? And a lot of people like to have them out, but I also think it's nice to kind of have them have a specific space. And also, if you like to cook, you need your countertop. So behind this hidden door, we took a small space and we created this really, really super functional pantry. It doesn't take up a lot of space, but boy, does that come in handy. Most of our clients want at least one bar in their house, if not more. And I love creating bars for people. And they're very bespoke, and it's really about what you want and how you want your bar to kind of feel and how to use it. For this bar, I didn't want a lot of things out, and I didn't want to sort of obstruct the view, but I wanted it to be functional. So even though it just looks like a row of cabinets, it's actually incredibly thought out. This side are glasses for alcohol, and the alcohol is in here. And then we have our ice maker. I have cocktail napkins. I have refrigerator drawers. I have backstock on mixers, wine cooler, wine, and wine glasses. And it's all hidden, but all super easy to get to.
I'm Erinn V, better known as Erinn V, from Erinn V Design Group. We're a luxury design firm based in Los Angeles with projects all over the country. So off the dining room is this beautiful open kitchen. Windows and doors, obviously a key element of this design, letting you go right out to the garden. And I designed these custom wood windows to be a pass-through, so you can pull them open over the countertop where the bar stools are and set up drinks, snacks, food for indoor-outdoor entertaining. And for the design of this kitchen, I was really inspired by a beautiful space that I'd seen that Jake Arnold had done. And so having a base, literally a baseboard on the cabinets as opposed to a toe kick, just is one of those subtle design details that makes it from like, oh, that's nice, it's a kitchen, to like, wow, what a beautiful space. Floating island, still did the same beautiful, marble countertop on it, changed up the countertop edge so that the perimeter had its detail and the island was only a 3/4 with a polished edge, so it doesn't feel too matchy-matchy. If you're looking for a way to layer history, character, warmth into your space, a lot of people forget about the ceiling. They all think about, oh, the floors, right? Or some tile walls. In every single one of these rooms, we have this gorgeous wood ceiling, and it really does a lot of design work for you. Every room I use this same beautiful architectural black sconce. It's the Bruck wall mount sconce, and I love the up-down lighting. And then on the ceiling, because I had this great, sandblasted old pine wood ceiling, I did these really simple little black flush mount fixtures, and that contrast with the rough wood and that sleek little architectural black fixture that matched those sconces that you find in every single room in this home was really a winning combination. I mean, everybody that comes over is like, oh, these sconces, oh, these lights. I use Monogram appliances. I love their big range. The function is great, but I also wanted those brass handles to tie back with the brass and the Callista fixtures. For this home, I wanted the plumbing fixtures to be clean and to be contemporary, but to also have detail. And so I didn't want them to be just cold, modern fixtures. And what I love about these Callista fixtures particularly is they have just that. At a glance, they're very contemporary, but when you get closer to them, you notice all the subtle little details. For the kitchen, that juxtaposed faucet with the contrast finish pulled my black brass, material palette together perfectly. So a pot filler is a wonderful luxury item. A lot of times you can't just put something in a kitchen because it looks great, and so the functionality here is really nice.
I'm Jonathan Rachman, principal designer of Jonathan Rachman Design. Come to the kitchen. How much do you love this bold kitchen? Not everybody can deal with this color every day, but our clients love it and I love it. This island is actually a vintage piece that has been turned into an island with waterwork copper finish faucet with copper finish sink, and we complement that with these ledges so they can put their coffee, or the kids can draw, or their just stuff that you can put while you are sitting on the stool. The countertop is onyx. Le Cornu range, we highlight the hood by gilding it and with the old and vintage antique collections that I've found and customized for this house.